Hey guys, welcome back to another TF2 comic reading, and today I'm going to read not the story-driven. I am actually going to read a different one. This story is called Loose Cannon. Present day. Mr. Conager, Mr. Man will see you now. Yes, ma'am. Say, that ain't an original Picasso, is it? I have to move it on the top screen, which is very annoying. It's loading. Okay, there we go. What an excellent eye you have, Mr. Conager. It is from his hunted in the jungle period, I believe. Why don't you go ahead and call me Dell, ma'am? Mr. Conager was my grandfather's name. Yes, I remember. How much do you know about his relationship with the man still? First I've heard he had one, ma'am. Radigan Conager was not a chatty man. 60 years ago, your grandfather solved a rather sensitive problem. Well, maybe solved is a too strong word, but I'm sure Mr. Man will want to tell you about it himself. Oh, one last thing. Even if he offers, do not shake his hand. He forgets sometimes. To my dearest maidservant Elizabeth, I, Zephaniah Man, leave the rest and residue of my estate. To my faithful aide and tracker Barnabas Hale of the savage Australias, I divest complete control of Manco and Cougar! Skipping out, Mayor. I like this Cougar's pepper sauce. To my labout brain defective sons, Blue Torch and Redmond, I leave the greatest curse of all, partnership. What land I have purchased in this new world is to be split evenly between you both. You have wasted your lives bickering over nothing, and so I leave you to demonstrate something of consequence, over which to feud. I think this is Mr. Blue Torch talking, so. Mr. Conager, I'm told you are a man of many ideas and few words, so get to the point. 40 years ago, my brother and I inherited a considerable parcel of land to share. Naturally, I assembled a team of world's deadliest mercenaries to take it all by force. What I did not expect was that my idiot brother would think to do the same. My 10-minute last grab became an untractable stalemate. Dissolution. If I could not take my brother's land, I could simply outlast him for it. Look at my hands, Mr. Conager. I have never worked a day in my life with them. They are smooth hands of a baby. I've mounted an epic campaign of leisure against the ravages of time, waiting for nature to do my brother what men could not. And yet, here we are at the end, and he won't die. I must outlive my brother, and you must build a machine to do it. God wants me dead, Mr. Conager, and we are going to defy him. Make me a monster. Alright. That sounded like Squidward for a moment. What the fudge? Dang it, I cannot do whatever. Don't just stand there in the rain, Mr. Conacher. Come in, you're soaked to the bone, poor thing. Who? It will save us both a lot of time if you don't ask who I am and how I know what I know. Who I am does not concern you. What I know is that you've agreed to build Blue Torch Man, a machine that will prolong his life indefinitely. Yes, ma'am. Mr. Conacher, could I possibly convince you not to build this machine? No, ma'am. No, I didn't think so. So let me propose an alternative. For the last 40 years of the Australians have outpaced the world in technology. And this is confounding since by all appearances they are a nation of idiots. Teleportation, cloaking, the entire spectrum of the mustache sciences. Every one of mankind's innovations now comes from the Zog pickled brain of an Australian because of this. Gold? Not gold, Mr. Conacher. Australian. Uh-huh. Why is there a picture of a man boxing a kangaroo on it? It's how they choose their king. As I said, idiots. Idiots rather accidentally stranded on top of the planet's only deposit of a transformative new element. They're fanatically secretive about it. But I've spent the last decade hunting it, ounce by ounce. I've managed to amass 100 pounds of it. It's yours. Think, Mr. Conacher, if this element can make a genius out of an Australian, what would it do for a man of your faculties? Use it to bury Blue Torch's machine. Use it to build Blue Torch Man his immortal machine. If you must. All I ask is that you build one for Redmond Man as well. Present day. And then what do you think your rat stink twin? And then what do you think my rat stink twin brother did? He built one too, that's what. I'm no closer to beating him than 100 years ago. And what's worse, your lummox of a grandfather didn't even build it right. This infernal thing is a lemon. I've barely cheated death of a half-century with this pile of junk, and it's already breaking down. The way I see it, he was your grandfather, and you're my payroll. Fix it! Sir, I'm flattered y'all think of me, but I have no idea how to fix this. Heck, if I touch it, it'll probably kill you. What if I had access to your grandfather's blueprints? Well, now, that's a different story. Not much hope in that, though. The old man had him buried with him. Yes, I dug up your grandfather looted his corpse. If it makes you feel any better, those scribblings have been the bane of my existence for 60 years. I've spent a small fortune trying to decipher them. Gibberish, every last page. You may borrow it. All I ask is that you... sir? Is he alright? Give him a moment, dear. He's just dead. Gah! That was very no. That was wrong. Nope. I'm not even gonna redo it. That was strange. Sadly, I'm not a boy, and this comic has a lot of boys in it. Oh well, at least I can voice the female characters correctly. Every day I'm dead a little longer, Mr. Conaga. I have seen the other side. There is nothing there. Fix this machine. Sorry about that. I needed to take a drink. I appreciate that you're my employer and an old man besides. But if you don't take your goddamn hands off me, I will break you in half. The screaming worked. The screaming didn't work, but that worked. That was weird. Take your grandfather's notes, decipher them, learn how to fix my machine. If you find anything else of interest, remember, it's mine. Bring it directly to me. Do not build it. And you know what he did? He built it. Sentries! Teleporters! Dispensers! Yeah! Okay, so, that was Loose Cannon. I really like this, mostly because it has some backstory to the engineer. Yes, this is the original engineer, not Radigan Conacher. It's Del Conacher, not Radigan Conacher. So, yeah, that was Loose Cannon. I really like this comic because it shows some backstory to the engineer. What his real name is, and where he came from, and, I think, yeah, he's one of my favorite classes. I forgot if I put him lower or higher. I think I put him lower. Sorry, Andy. So, yeah. Triforce be with you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.